Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, I am going to be showing you a chart formation that Bitcoin has been playing out ever since May of this year that gives us a $120,000 Bitcoin price target. If you are excited about the next couple of months on Bitcoin, you found the right video. I'm going to be showing you why I think a massive breakout is coming in the month of November. This is the place for you. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. But without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. It's going to be a real simple video, guys. Bitcoin has rallied over the last couple of months all the way up here to about $67,000, which is roughly the same level that we rallied to at our previous all-time high on April the 15th. That means that there is a flat level of resistance here on our market, and then we also have this uptrending level of support right here on our market with a set point right here, or a pivot point, excuse me, here on the 22nd of July, and then a set point here at the end of September. This basically means that we're in a giant ascending triangle pattern. What do we know about ascending triangle patterns? Ascending triangle patterns have a 70% chance of breaking to the upside. But let's look at some historical examples and try and find some other ascending and descending triangle patterns and see if the market actually responds to them the way that we would expect them to. Well, the only other major example of an ascending or descending triangle pattern that you can find in the history of Bitcoin shows up here in 2018. Bitcoin had a long-term downtrending level of resistance here that started in February and ended in November, and then we also had a flat level of support here at $6,000. This followed a downtrend, and therefore it predicted that a downtrend would happen after that. Bitcoin moved into this in a downtrend. It had a 70% chance of breaking to the downside, and that's exactly what we did. On top of that, if we look at the Ethereum US dollar chart, we can look over here at the end of 2017, and you'll see that there was roughly a flat level of resistance here on Ethereum at $420. Nice. Then there was an uptrending level of support right here that started on May the 15th of 2017 and went all the way through the middle part of November. Then we did break to the upside, just as you would expect to happen from an ascending triangle pattern. On top of that, it just so happens that Ethereum is once again in another ascending triangle pattern, except this time, instead of having resistance at $420, it has resistance at $4,400. Here's the deal, and here's the thing that I've learned through my experience in crypto. The longer term the chart formation is, in essence, if it's on the daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, oftentimes it's going to be even more reliable than you would find down on shorter term time frames like the 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute. The reason for that is down on the 1 minute or 15 minute, there are so many different factors that can invalidate a formation. For example, a whale can come and drop $30 million on the market and crash it. Or number two, you could have a big news story come in that would either rally or crash the market. You can also just see some random volatility because everybody decided to sell at the exact same time. So oftentimes chart formations are a little bit less reliable when you get down to the shorter term time frames. They're still important, but not quite as reliable. Except when you get on the longer term chart formations, when you get out to the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the monthly chart, they're actually very reliable. So in this case, our ascending triangle pattern on Bitcoin, as I'll show you on my screen, has a price target based on this uptrend of north of $100,000. In fact, depending on where you draw the price target starting from, either down here during the March crash or back here in the October start of the rally in 2020, depending on where you draw it, you get a price target on Bitcoin of between 120 and 130,000. I think that somewhere in there is very likely, and that Bitcoin is going to rally up there. In fact, Plan B predicts that we're going to be there within 60 days of right now because he believes that we're going to be at 135,000 at minimum by the end of the year. First of all, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments section. Are we going to see 135K Bitcoin by New Year's? But also, I want to tell you this. That is not only possible, I think it's realistic. And the reason is very simple. There have been so many bullish news stories that have come into play over the last several weeks, over the last several months, and over the last year and a half. Many of them, in my opinion, have not had a big enough impact on the market yet. They have increased the fundamental underlying intrinsic value of Bitcoin, but the price action, again, in my opinion, has not kept up. I think the underlying intrinsic value of Bitcoin has absolutely moonshot in the last 6 months, and what has Bitcoin done? It stopped at the exact same level that it did in Q2 of this year. What does that mean? It basically means that Bitcoin is undervalued right now, and it's going to at some point catch up with that underlying intrinsic fundamental value. And when it does, It's going to moonshot, and I could very easily see it doubling as an influx of retail investors come in with the new all-time high and the FOMO that is sure to kick in. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, is $135,000 by the end of the year realistic? When do you think we're going to be hitting $100,000 and moving north of that? And also tell me this, what day did you get into cryptocurrency and how long have you been here? I got into crypto on July 31st, 2017. I'd love to know how long you've been in crypto. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling. Got a real good feeling.